What's up, teammates? Okay, so they fired Antonio Pierce. Now what? Why the hell would we do this? Why the hell would we do this the day after every other coach gets fired? What was the plan here? That's my question. Okay, so we're going to fire Antonio Pierce. First of all, how long ago did you know that, and why did it take you an extra day to tell everybody? Was that part of the plan? Because if that was part of the plan's not starting off all that well from jump. I hope it improves from here. Because making Antonio Pierce get on stage, answer those questions about his job and about his record, and have to defend himself and his teams and all his decisions in the wake of being to be fired anyway, and they know that, they shouldn't have put that on him. They didn't have to do that to him. It was extra embarrassment. Did they do it on purpose as an embarrassment? Did they do it as an oversight? Or did they do it at the last minute because they didn't know what the hell they were doing? Did they do it because they're still not sure what their plan was, but they decided, let's just put this part of the plan in? Because if they don't hire a coach within the next 10 days, they don't have a plan. They don't have a coach that they're willing to go to. They're willing to go into this season having no idea who the head coach is. Because if they don't hire a coach almost immediately, that means all they were doing was looking at people, and they didn't have anybody specific lined up. Now, they could have their eyes on a few people specifically, but none of that means a damn thing. That's not a plan. We plan to make a plan and see if that plan can create a plan. Huh? That was it. We are planning to find a head coach. And our plan with that head coach is to hope he can plan for the team. We're going for all these plans to hope that we can find out what everybody wants to do in real time as it comes. When we already had a plan in effect, all we had to do was execute the plan in effect. But no, we throw AP out. We throw him under the bus for the season that, frankly, Drew, what the hell is Getsky? Luke Getsky. Getsky and freaking Minshew deserve all the blame for this season, hands down, period. And that's why Telesco did it. Was it all to make Antonio Pierce end up being the fall guy purposely too? I don't know. I mean, they did set the season up to lose, so it was going to be a losing season. That was the plan. So maybe the plan was to go through a losing season, pick him the scapegoat, and get gone. Maybe Pierce pissed some people off in the middle of this season with the way the Devontae Adams things went down, and if that was a little different from his character, then maybe there's other things behind the scenes that we don't know about that made his stay expire. But if those things were known and those things were planned, why wait? That just shows a lack of preparedness. Like, if it's ready to go, if it's time to get out the gate, you don't hear the shotgun go off and then tie your shoes. Everybody else is already out the gate. What the hell are you doing? I don't know what the delay was, but if they were going to fire him, they should have just fired him right off the bat. To me, I hope it doesn't mean that there's a lack of plan. It just sounds like it, or it looks like it, because it just seems like you weren't prepared. Because if your homework is ready, you turn it in on time. If they're ready to fire him, they fire him when it's time to fire him. You don't put him in that situation where he has to go in front of the world and defend himself and defend his job and defend the team and defend the season, and then throw Aiden under the bus a little bit while he up there, you know what I'm saying? And then fire him after that. I mean, was there a talk to him after that conference, and then maybe that was the last straw? Was there a final speak before the firing? Maybe, only the franchise knows, and we won't know out here in sports world, but or in fan world. But it seemed not necessarily fishy, but it seemed sloppy. Why do it the day after everyone else with it? But with that being said, the mistake has been made. And yes, I think it's a mistake. It's a mistake because now we are stuck. We are tied. We cannot freaking move off of anything we do from this point on. Whatever we swallow, whatever spoon we pick up, whatever we dip it in, it doesn't matter how it tastes. We're going to swallow it for the next 4 years. The next coach is going to get a 3 or 4 year guaranteed contract. We can't do it. We might lose Max over the off season anyway, so I'll get more into that later. But do you believe that throwing out the coach that a lot of players wanted, including Max Crosby, out, and then bringing in another coach, and no matter how bad that coach does, you're going to throw him out again too? You really going to make your team go through 5 coaches in 5 years? Or even more than that, actually. But I don't feel like doing the math. You're going to have your team go through that many coaches in that short a time period and expect them to want to stay. You can't. So what you got to do is take what we're going to make right now, this decision we make for our head coach, and keep it for the next 3 years guaranteed, at least. At least. 4 would be better if it works. But it doesn't matter how bad it looks. You got to keep it for the next 3 years, or else you just destroy the franchise. You literally destroy the franchise. And I say that because we've turned off our franchise right now. We have turned off our players. Right now, our players were behind their coach. They were motivated to play, and they were ready for another season. Were they killing it last season? No. Were they happy with where they left in the season? Yes. Were they looking forward to the upcoming season? Yes. Did they feel like success was on the horizon? Yes, they felt that way, whether it was or wasn't. Okay? They felt a certain way, specifically, directly. They felt that there was that hope. They had a thought. They had a direction of thought. Then that was a positive direction of thought. Now they don't even have a direction of thought. Now there's no idea of what they might want from this team, for this team, to this team. Every single player has no idea how they feel about this team right now. We went through Versace, McDoofus, Pierce in 3 years. And now we're going to have a 4th. Our players have nothing to live for, nothing to look forward to. Because what do they have to look forward to if there's nothing to see? Because there's nothing to see. All these players now have no boss. So they have no direction. They don't know what the hell to do. They don't know if they should keep reviewing the playbook that they have. Should they set it on fire for kindling because it's going to be completely useless? Should they call Scott and Norv and say, well, should we still keep doing those drills together? Or is everybody just call everybody and just say, well, it's been nice for us to all know each other, but everything's scrapped now. And here we go. All the players are on a team that they feel like is being scrapped. But a lot of the players are stuck. They got to be there. They got contracts. They just got here, some of them. They still under those contracts. But What about our free agents? What about them? They're not stuck here. Like, our coaches are free agents right now. Shoot. Patrick Graham's a free agent. He can go anywhere he daggone wants to. And I'm sure he wants to go daggone near anywhere after being around this debacle. How many more bosses does he want? Because he got another one coming in around the corner. Does he want to go deal with this again with this franchise? No. If you're a player on this franchise and you just saw the franchise basically put the middle finger up to Max Crosby and say, even if Max Crosby was down with the hiring or firing or whatever, it still looks bad between the franchise and Max Crosby. It still leaves a nasty taste in their mouth. For him, for the other players, have opportunity to be or not be on this team. And we got a few of them. And we got some really good ones. And there's no reason for them to stay. There's no reason for Bobby Spills to stay. Why? What if Antonio Pierce goes somewhere and he gets to be a linebackers coach for another team? You think Bobby Spills ain't going to go run with him? Of course he is. Of course. So there's no guarantee that Max is going to want to stay. There's no guarantee that anybody else under contract wants to stay. Even though Max is technically under contract. But everybody else who's a true free agent might want to be free as a bird. And remember last season when we were the free agent happy land, right? Last season when everybody was like, yeah, hell yeah, I'll go to the Raiders. Look at this building. Look at this stadium. Look at this weather. Look at this atmosphere. The head coach is cool. I like this. I might want to go over there. Forget keeping the free agents we had, which we have to worry about now. We had an abundance of free agents willing to come down here. An abundance. Waiting and willing. Bated breath and a bunch of cash. And top level free agents all throughout the league waiting to come here. Because of the coach and the situation. The brand new coach, the brand new situation that was supposed to be starting here, they're like, I would like to be there to start up and go there. Because that looks like something that I want to be part of. That was not just a thought. That was the consensus. That was the rumor around the league between the players. That was the talk about how on plenty of news outlet, that was the biz. And that's gone. Okay, who the hell wants to come here now? Head coach after head coach after head coach fired. Star player after star player coming and getting kicked out. Or forced out. Or walking away. Year after year after year. Turmoil after turmoil after turmoil. Now our players are mad. Our coaches that we have don't want to stick around for this again because it might be them tomorrow. They don't know. There's no continuity. Anybody can get it at this point. So why stick your head in the daggone in the guillotine? Step back. Don't get involved. Go somewhere else. I would, personally, me. No matter what position I held on that team. I don't care if I held my own funky little position that I ever had my whole life. If I was just a personal trainer for the team, that would be a great job. And I would walk away because I would have to. Because I couldn't rely on a job that's that good being that unstable. I couldn't live on an income that I thought was so sufficient if I know that income could fall right out the sky at any point. It's not worth it. Because once it falls out, you're stuck. And that's what players right here are feeling. Once it falls out into this contract, I'm stuck. Why would I stick myself here when there ain't nothing to really stick myself to? There is nothing now at the Raiders. You understand? There is nothing but Mark Davis and Tom Telesco, I guess. But that's it. That's the only surefire things in this. Oh, and Brock Bowers, only because he's under contract and he can't go nowhere. But in 4 years, when we start whoever this new coach is, in those 3 years that he has to be here, the coach that Pierce people wanted, whoever he is, whoever we get, remember, this is the coach that you wanted. So be super happy with whoever you get, okay? Because whoever we get is who we're stuck with for 3 to 4 years. The next coach is Brock Bowers' coach for his rookie contract. And if he doesn't get it right, we lose the best tight end in the league. How does that sit with you? Because it wouldn't be like if we still had AP. But now we are really in the straits. Because if we kept AP for another year, at least we would look like a serious team. At least we wouldn't look ridiculous. At least it wouldn't look like turnover after turnover after turnover, new coach after new coach after new coach. Right? Who wants to come here and play with that? It looked like it hasn't changed, and what it is now is not changing. And now they're getting a coach that they have no idea who they're getting, because if they had an idea who they were getting, they wouldn't be delaying on making the daggone plan. And maybe I'm wrong, because I was wrong yesterday when I said since he made it through the day, he was going to keep his job. My bad. You know what I'm saying? So maybe, like I said, if they do have a plan, though, it better be executed within the next 10 days. Because if it's not executed that soon, that immediately, then there was no plan when they hired him, when they fired Antonio Pierce. They did not have a contract written up for somebody else when they fired Antonio Pierce. And if that's what happened, that is a mistake. It's a shortcoming, and it's the destruction of their whole damn franchise. And that's what it's going to be. You know what, people? I am the silver lining. It's only one show, and it's only me. And I don't deal in tear down. And I don't deal in overhyping. I don't want to overreact. I try to stay as even-minded as I can at all times. And I'm being even-minded, as sensical as I believe I can be with this, because the honest truth is that we have nothing to offer anyone but money. We got money. And that's it. And if all you got to answer or to offer people is money, then they're only coming to play for what? For money. They're not coming to play for victories. They're not trying to come to see what they can get the cohesion and go down this distance with. They coming because, hell, I got the most money I could coming here. I'll play a couple of years here and I'll be out just like the heck. I'll probably stay here longer than the head fucking coach will. Fucking around with the Raiders. Just go there for a little bit, get a bag, because they got all the money out there in Vegas. Is that going to be the thing? Come like it is with the Lakers. Go to the Lakers at the end of your career so you can win you another championship because everybody else will want to go play in LA. Why don't you just come on to Vegas, show your, 4th to 7th year in the league, get you a bag, play, have some fun, and then get the hell out of there, because you'll probably be having to play for a coach and a half any goddamn way. You'll be here for 2 years, but you'll be playing for 1.5 head coaches and shit. So there's nothing for you to stay for. You ain't got no allegiance to nothing. Although we play in the Allegiant Stadium. Whatever. Why would any player take this franchise seriously at this point? There's absolutely no reason to. If we keep Antonio Pierce, we at least keep a reputation. If we keep Antonio Pierce and we have 2 terrible years like this, nobody can blame him. Nobody can second guess. Nobody can say they didn't try. No one can say that there was an attempt at finding some continuity. But just firing him right out the boat like that, right out, if his first year, that shows that you were unwilling to commit to any type of continuity. no matter how happy your team was, and even if your fan base was 50-50, you still didn't want to take that type of commitment to go with some type of continuity. And you're just trying to flip it over again. And you gave away any chance of gaining respect as a franchise from anybody as far as a player goes. I would never come to the Raiders now. Last season, I couldn't wait to come to the Raiders if I was a player. This season, you would never see me in silver black. Ever. Unless I'm the type of player that get annoyed, that annoys other players and other teams because I'm so good, but I'm good enough to deserve a bag. So I'll be here in Vegas acting the ass, getting my cash, and leaving real soon because, shit, everybody else does. Come here, get a bag, and get gone. That sounds like the Vegas way. That's what Las Vegas Raiders is going to be. If this isn't right. This coach has got to be perfect. This quarterback, that's the be all save all. Because we're going to move on from Aiden O'Connell too. Because we would have had some continuity if we'd stuck with Aiden O'Connell and he got beat out. Then fine. But we could say we were trying. We saw what he had and we decided to just try to run it back, but it wasn't there and we went a different direction. But you were attempting to go with some continuity. Same thing you could have done with Pierce. But no. New head coach, probably going to be a brand new quarterback. Who knows? Who knows if they'll even keep Aiden? I don't know. I mean, I think that they would, but it's a whole new regime. No one has any reason to believe anything. Players barely have a reason to believe the ink on their goddamn contract right now. Because people are getting thrown out of their contracts too. And they've been uprooting players' contracts too. As Derek and as the pretty boy, Jimmy G. They'll give you a contract and then fuck it up, throw it apart, give you the money and get you gone too. And say, fuck it. It's Vegas. We got all kinds of money. We'll just start all over again. And again, and again, and again, and again, until you get it right in 1 year. Because if we don't get it right in 1 year, out. Fans are unsatisfied. This is the worst thing we could have possibly done. You listen to everybody in the streets. You listen to what's popular in sports world. And you come forward. And this is the decision you make. And you make the franchise look like a damn clown show because of it. And now we are stuck. And is Max Crosby gonna want to be stuck with us? The thing I feel worse for, the thing I feel worse for is that 3x3 inch area on Max Crosby's body that has that shield on it. I feel bad for that body part because it got fucked over. Hopefully he can cover it up and make something look good. Because that body part just devoted itself to this team because they thought that the team would try to do something. That the team would try to, if you can't commit to excellence, commit to something. You don't want to commit to excellence? Commit to a head coach. Commit to a quarterback. Commit to a fucking shoe brand. Commit to something. And there's no commitment to anything on this team. And Max sees it. How is there a commitment to Max if he sees no commitment to anything else? What? Why should that little piece of skin keep him here? Because that's really all this teaching is, that Raider tattoo. That Raider tattoos was keeping him here. That want to have it here. That want to be here. The want that he controls. And that want is fading with each new head coach. And fading more and more drastically. To the point to where this may have been the final fade. We may lose Max Crosby. And you know what? I, as a Raider fan, am comfortable with that. Like I said, I only feel bad for that part of his body. Because everybody else is going to recover just fine. Mad Max will recover fine on another team. He'll still get the accolades. He'll still go to Pro Bowl. He'll still be a Raider for life when it's all said and done. He'll be around the franchise. He loves it here. We love him here. We'll always love him here no matter where he goes, right? He's a Raider for life. 100%. One of the best Raiders that ever was, period. But he may not always be a Raider with this type of turmoil coming around this team. And why the hell would he? Why would he? We're walking right into a rebuild. Walking head first into a rebuild. What does a rebuild sound like? Okay, a rebuild sounds like a rookie head coach. A rookie quarterback with a first-year head coach with a second-year star player in Brock Bowers with, let's say, a second-year top-notch center in JPJ. We'll say he gets DJ Glaze because he's just as young. Okay. But, and then what? We got the defensive players out there, if they stay. Let's assume they stay. Bobby Spills is still young. Big O, Jacorian Bennett is young. Dak kind of had a bad season. They let Jack gamble a lot, and he gambling in Vegas, and he's been losing. He lost a lot last year. He still got his picks too, but he got burnt up more than he picked them off. So, but still, he's young and he's on our team, and he could be better. So we're a young team. Yes, we're talented, but we're building off of all this young stuff. There's no veteran anything. There's no continuity. There's no establishment. There's no foundation. We're pouring the concrete on this motherfucking team right now. Now we ain't even pouring the concrete right now. Right now, I don't even know if we purchased the fucking cement mix. We ain't got a damn thing on this team right now. We got Mark Davis, we got Tom Telesco, and then we got a bunch of goddamn questions. Hell, Tom Brady's still a question because we don't know exactly what he is or isn't going to do. Shit, I mean, if that's the case, then Mark Davis is a question because we don't know what the hell he is. He doesn't know what the hell he is or isn't going to do. And I'm not saying of course it's his fault. I'm saying this, and of course it's a bad thing. I'm not saying to diss Mark Davis, but the truth is the truth, and the truth is right in front of us. And four head coaches in 4 years, and then sticking yourself with the next head coach because you got to stick to him. You got to make it a banger pick too. He got to be pretty. He got to be experienced. He's got to be presentable. He has to be a consummate citizen. Okay? He has to be the perfect call. And he can't fuck up a little bit for 3 years straight. And if he does, a little bit or a lot bit is going to be happening for 3 years straight. Because if you don't stick with this next head coach for 3 years straight, you might as well just mark the Raiders off the damn chart. You can count it for the next decade. Count it. If we have to change head coaches again next year, You can go ahead and wait for 2035 to see if we can make it somewhere. If we hit the playoffs by then, just go ahead and sit and wait, because that's what we're rebuilding right now. Rebuilding sounds like brand new, fresh talent covering a team all over the field with a coach who's not quite sure what to do with it. An owner who really doesn't know what to do, and the only vet is the GM, who now has free reign to say, do, and be whatever he wants to. By the way, now, all you people who hate Tom Telesco and Tom Ticket and Coupon Tom and didn't want to do the Chargers way and all that negatives, and I know the team that fired AP, I know a bunch of you same people are on fire Tom Telesco, or at least were on the no Tom team when we started with this. Well, all you got now is Tom. All you got now is Tom Telesco. Tom Telesco is wearing the crown with no one else around. No one. Mark's not telling him what to do. Antonio Pierce can't tell him what to do. Tom Brady can't tell him what to do. He don't have to listen to his players. Nobody anywhere who can say anything has anything to say or any overlook over Tom Telesco. So he did pick Bowers, and he got us JPJ, and maybe this infancy is exactly what we need. But infancy is hard. If you ever raised a baby, like a stay-at-home dad's done, and I know at least one, I know one at least, was raised 2 children. Infancy is hard. And that's what we're going to go through, the infancy of a football team. We're going to go through the stanky poops of the losing. We're going to have to go through the vomit of bad quarterback play. And we're going to hear the crying of horrible head coaching for the next 3 years, whether it's good or bad. Some babies don't cry as loud, but it's going to be crying. Some doodle don't stink that bad, but we will stink for a certain portion. Good thing we had 2 seasons with less than 6 wins. So we got used to the next 2 seasons of less than 6 wins that's coming. And I could be wrong, but does anybody see themselves as being right when they say we're going to get Vrabel, Shedeur Sanders, and go to the playoffs next year? That's it. That's it. Vrabel got all the coaching staffs lined up and waiting for a successful playoff run. Shedeur has all the skills and all the players he needs lined up and ready for a successful playoff run. Everybody knows so much about football that they just going to be clicking on the same page, route timing and everything from day one. Is everybody out there in any other land that can't hear me that you guys talk to, please remember this shit. Remember this next year when you start to say you hate your head coach. Remember when you said you want an Antonio Pierce fired. Shut the fuck up. Okay? Just like when you people were watching Gardner Minshew throw interception after interception and then watch Aiden get hurt and then watch Gardner Minshew lead us through another 4 game losing streak, or continue our losing streak of 4 more games, I guess is the correct way to say that. This is what you asked for. You understand? This is what you voted for. This is what you decided you wanted. This is what you put out there in the ethos. This is what you and everybody decided would be the best. You always talking about how you don't want to hear rebuild. You think it stinks. You think it's wrong. Well, it's rebuild time. It's rebuild right now. Because nothing's stable. Nothing. There's nothing stable. This isn't even a rebuild. This is a build. This is a first attempt. This is a general 100% just Tom Telesco. So we did buy the cement. Tom Telesco's the cement. Mark Davis is the water because the water is the cash, and that's how it goes. The general manager is the cement. He's got to lay the foundation, and his foundation has got to include the rest of everything. Everything. We just got a new scout team put together. Just got a team together to look for new players. They don't even know what the hell they look for, because they don't know who they're looking to get them for. And if we don't see a head coach firing in the next week, 10 days, we know that Mark Davis and Tom Telesco don't know who they're looking for. How the hell are we going to have an efficient draft if we don't know what kind of player our head coach wants? If we have no idea what type of offense he wants to run? Huh? Best player available. Best player available, and just keep doing that. That's fine. But that's when you rebuild. That's right. You don't go after position, you go after personnel. And that's where we're at this year. We're going to go get Shedeur Sanders, and then we're just going after personnel. This year's draft is just, there's no predicting. There's no predicting our draft right now, because we are in complete rebuild mode. We don't know what we're doing. We're flying by the seat of our pants. And every person receiving a check from Mark Davis today is flying by the seat of their pants as well. Nobody's job is safe. And I mean that. I'm not being overly applied of this situation. Head coach got to bring in everybody all over again. At least Antonio Pierce was comfortable with the staff that Josh had brought in a couple of years earlier. So they still at least had been together, where they'd been working together, or maybe some of them got left and some of them got pulled in, or it was a complete reset with Antonio Pierce out of the way. If it was, it's going to be another complete reset. All over again. Another rebuild with the same coach that we're stuck with for the next 3 years, no matter how good or bad he does. The same quarterback. We have to go the same quarterback. You guys who hate Aiden, hate him from now on. You never Aiden people better not open your freaking mouth. I don't care how bad Shedeur Sanders does, or how good or how bad. Shedeur Sanders is the starting quarterback as soon as he gets on this team. Okay? There's no need to go back and forth from Aiden O'Connell to Shedeur Sanders right now. I don't care how close it is. I don't. Shedeur's younger. He's faster. That's all we need. Because after that point, they're just developing together. And who's going to develop faster? Who the fuck knows? And who cares? Go young, go fast. Okay? We'll figure the rest out. Figure out the steering, figure out the cornering, figure out the handling. There's a new car that goes fast. We'll drive the shit, learn how to drive it later. Flying by the seat of our Mike and Fiking pants, y'all. That's where we are. Flying by the seat of our pants. This is what you out there wanted. You Antonio Pierce hating people. You short-sighted ne'er-do-wells. And I'm not talking to you, the people in my group. I know y'all know what's up. But we made it. We didn't make any kind of goddamn mistake. Mark Davis and Tom Telesco fucked up. Maybe in their eyes, as far as with the business goes and the way they running it from their mentality as owner and GM, and I feel like they had a plan and they have a vision that I don't see, and we'll see what happens when it comes to. But they've had visions before that didn't work, and others had saw that it wasn't, and we're right. Hell, anybody who ever said that this wasn't going to work for the Raiders has been right for the last fucking 40 years, right? Since what? 85? Since then? Everyone that's voted said the Raiders are doing the wrong thing since then has been right. And it's continuing. But you know me. I'm the guru. This is my show. And you know what? It's not always bad to be a seedling. There's nothing wrong with being fresh, new, and having to germinate. There's nothing wrong with trimming an old bush down, because all you need is the water, right? In the soil or the concrete. Nothing wrong. You can start from the beginning. You can start fresh. But it takes time. It takes time. The time that we weren't willing to wait now. We could have. But no. We had a year into it. We had Brock Bowers, Aiden O'Connell starting to cohese. Even if that's not staying. Even if Aiden's not starting. I guess I shouldn't have started with that. What I'm talking about is at least there was a start there. Right? There's no start anywhere. There's no real reason for Aiden and Brock Bowers and Trey Tucker to go out and practice with each other this all season. Because Aiden's not going to be throwing the ball to him. Probably. I mean, if we get Sadur Sanders and we play it that way, we got to get Sadur Sanders. We got to put him in. We can't go back. We can't. We got to stick to something. And this next quarterback that we start and this next head coach that we hire, we have to stick to as a franchise. And if we don't, then the Raiders will continue to be the laughingstock for a while. The less time we keep a head coach, the longer it's going to take for us to be successful. So if we want to see success in the next 7 years, 5 years, we got to keep this head coach for at least 3. Or we set ourselves back again. The very next head coach we hire has got to be everything, okay? And I hope Vrabel in everybody else's mind is everything. I hope Vrabel is the best one on the list, and I hope that's who we get because he's the sexiest name out there. And that's what all the Raider fans want right now. They want this the best name. And Vrabel's the best name, and I hope we get him because if we get Vrabel, the media will have to shut up, the fans will have to shut up, and we'll just have to go forward from there. Okay? Because everybody's on team with this Vrabel hire, and if that's what we get. If we get Sadur Sanders, everybody's on team with that right now. Right now, everybody is saying do whatever we can to get Sadur Sanders, and that Vrabel is the reason we need to fire AP. Okay? So if we get those two things, everybody, cross your hands, shut your mouth, and live through the rebuild. And be hypocritical at your own expense. Keep your blood pressure high at your own damn expense. Okay? The silver lining is going to be here to help you out. Help you feel good about what we're going to be growing and germinating. Because people, get your hats, Get your picks, get your hoes. Not those hoes. Actually, get both hoes. Because you're going to have time to work and you're going to need some time to rest. Because it is rebuild season. And it takes time to germinate and it stinks. Okay? But if you freaking sit through it, if you work with it, eventually you'll have a beautiful child like I have in school getting great grades. Right? Getting on your goddamn nerves because they think they know so damn much at teenagers, but that's a different story. The story here is the silver lining. And the silver lining is ain't nothing wrong with being young if you're patient. And right now, we are young. Fans, can we grow to be patient? The silver lining is, I think we can. Well, at least I know us here can. And if you're here, I'll be here to bring your pressure down. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to be going up over the next couple of years. I'm glad I'm here to start this now. Tell your friends, because I'm going to try to be as soothing as possible, because y'all going to need some mental massaging in these upcoming years. Because infancy is a motherfucker. Okay? All right. So, you're ready to lose, because we going to lose. But we going to win. We just can't win them all. And the clouds will get dark, boy. You need to find the dark, trying the bright side, for sure. Come to the silver lining. Guru out.